Could your kitchen be hiding secret health dangers? As we grow older, we pay more attention to what we eat. But what about the tools we use to prepare our meals? Many common kitchen items that seem harmless might actually be harming your health, especially if you're over 60. In this video, you'll learn about 15 toxic kitchen items that seniors should remove right away. These aren't just about disorganization or mess. Some of them could be raising your risk of sickness, causing inflammation, or even affecting your digestion and vitality. We'll go through the most frequent hazards lurking in plain sight. And for each one, I'll show you a wiser, safer alternative that makes your kitchen feel renewed, practical, and secure. Whether you live by yourself or with family, your kitchen should enhance your well-being, not quietly undermine it. So pour a cup of coffee, keep an open mind, and let's begin this gentle yet impactful change. One shelf at a time. Picture this. You're cooking your favorite breakfast, and as you serve it, tiny bits of the pan's coating mix with your food. It's not obvious, but it's risky. Over time, the special layer on these pans wears out, especially if you use them a lot or with metal tools. This can release harmful stuff into your food, which might cause health problems like thyroid issues or even cancer. If your pan looks old or damaged, it's time to get a new one. Better choices are pans made of stainless steel, cast iron, or with a ceramic coating. Stainless steel is tough and heats evenly without any bad chemicals. Cast iron can be non-stick if you take care of it, and it might even add a little iron to your food. Ceramic is light and easy to clean. If you're not sure about changing, try replacing just one pan and see how it feels. A safer pan doesn't just cook better, it protects your health with every meal too. You might have a bunch of plastic stuff in your kitchen, like food boxes with missing lids or tools that look worn out. But old plastic can be bad for you. It might have chemicals that can get into your food, especially when it's hot. Also, scratches and cracks can hold bacteria. If your food smells funny after being in plastic, it's probably the box's fault. Instead, use glass boxes that are safe for the microwave and don't keep smells. For tools, choose stainless steel or bamboo, which are strong and safe. Silicone is also good because it can handle heat and lasts a long time. Changing to these can make your food safer and taste better. That coffee cup with a small crack, the plate with a chip on the side. We all keep them out of habit or for memories. But those flaws can hold more than just memories. Even tiny chips and cracks are perfect places for bacteria, mold, and dampness, especially when they're in warm, wet dishwashers or humid cabinets. And if your dishes are old, there's an even bigger risk: lead-based finishes, which were once common in pottery. Lead doesn't stay in the finish. It can get into food, especially with hot, acidic meals like stew or pasta sauce. The healthy change? Retire damaged dishes or use them for decoration. A chipped bowl can be a nice plant holder. Buy stoneware, strong glass, or china, materials that don't chip easily and are safe for food. Look for labels that say your dishes are free of lead and cadmium. Keeping your kitchen safe doesn't mean losing style. It means choosing items that protect your health and make eating a joy, because every meal should be served on something you can trust. Look in your spice cabinet. If you can't remember when you bought that jar of oregano, it's probably been there too long. Old spices don't just lose taste, they lose their purpose. Ground spices start to fade after just 2 years. Whole spices last a bit longer, but by 5 years, they're often just dust in a jar. Worse yet, expired spices can attract dampness, bugs, and even mold, especially if kept above the stove where heat speeds up their decline. And the biggest loss? Their health benefits disappear too. No more anti-inflammatory effects, no more antioxidants, just wasted space. But here's the good news. Refreshing your spice rack is like giving your cooking and your health a new start. Begin small. Throw out anything that smells weak or unrecognizable. Replace your most used spices with fresh, high-quality jars in small amounts. Store them in a cool, dry spot, not above the stove. And remember, flavor is key to enjoying food. When your meals taste better, you'll love eating healthy again. That old aluminum pot might have cooked 1,000 meals, but it's also seen better days. Aluminum reacts with food, and when used with acidic ingredients like tomato sauce, vinegar, or lemon, it can mix into your meal, especially if the pot is scratched, dented, or uncoated. Some studies link aluminum exposure to health risks, including memory problems, which is especially concerning for older adults. While nothing is certain yet, Why take the chance when safer options are available? Here's what you can do today. Retire worn aluminum pans, especially if they've lost their coating or look damaged. Upgrade to stainless steel. It's non-reactive, dependable, and a long-term investment. Want even heat and a classic look? Go with enamel-coated cast iron. It's sturdy and doubles as lovely serveware. For lighter cooking, consider ceramic-coated, non-toxic options. Your cookware should support your health, not quietly harm it. By swapping out old pots and pans, you're not just making meals safer, you're making every dish a choice for your future well-being. When still working isn't good enough, you plug it in, it still runs. So what's the harm in keeping that 20-year-old toaster or that blender from your first home? But here's the truth. Just because something works doesn't mean it's working safely. Old appliances can hide dangers behind familiar buttons, worn wires, melting plastic, burnt smells, even invisible chemical emissions. One woman shared how her old coffee maker started giving her headaches until she discovered it had mold buildup in places she couldn't see. Another found out her vintage microwave was leaking radiation at unsafe levels. As we age, our senses may not pick up on these warnings as quickly. And that's why replacing outdated appliances isn't just about convenience, it's about protection. Start by asking, does this appliance get warm when it shouldn't? Does it smell off? Does it take longer than usual to perform simple tasks? If yes, it's time. And when you upgrade, consider this. Choose energy-efficient models that reduce both fire risk and your power bill. Look for multifunction appliances like an Instant Pot or air fryer that replace several old tools at once. And don't forget, decluttering bulky, outdated gadgets gives you physical and mental breathing room. The dirtiest things you never think about. You wipe down your counters every day. But if you're doing it with an old sponge full of bacteria, are you really cleaning or just spreading the mess around? It's easy to overlook. Sponges that never dry, dishcloths with a faint smell, or bottles of cleaner from 2010 still hiding under the sink. These items feel harmless, even invisible. But they could be sabotaging your health quietly every single day. Think about this. A used sponge can carry more bacteria than a toilet seat. Expired cleaners can lose effectiveness or turn dangerous if ingredients break down. Old rags can grow mold, especially in humid kitchens. So here's your invitation to refresh, not just your supplies, but your sense of peace. Toss sponges that have been around too long. Switch to silicone scrubbers or antimicrobial dishcloths that dry faster and resist bacteria. Replace old bottles with natural, non-toxic cleaning sprays. Vinegar, baking soda, and lemon still work wonders. And why not brighten your space with new oven mitts or tea towels that feel soft, fresh, and loved? Because a clean kitchen isn't just about what you see, it's about what you don't want living in the shadows. A less is more, especially in the kitchen. A chaotic drawer overstuffed with random tools slowly transforms into a clean, organized space with only a few well-chosen essentials. We've all been there. Garlic presses, egg slicers, avocado savers, the mini blender we swore we'd use but never did. As the years pass, these unused gadgets become mental noise. They take up space, slow down meal prep, and make cooking feel overwhelming. Here's the truth. You don't need more tools. You need the right ones. A senior home cook once shared, "When I finally donated my extras, I felt like I got my kitchen and my peace of mind back." So what's the solution? Keep only what you've used in the last year. Replace single-use gadgets with multi-purpose tools. A good chef's knife beats 5 gimmicks. Store tools vertically in organizers for easier access. Donate or gift tools that no longer serve you. When your drawers feel lighter, cooking becomes a joy again, not a chore. Simplicity in your tools means freedom in your routine. The silent danger in your cutlery drawer. Most people think a sharp knife is more dangerous, but it's actually the opposite. Dull knives slip. They require more pressure, and that's where accidents happen. Rust, meanwhile, doesn't just dull the blade. It can introduce harmful particles into your food. Think of your knives as your daily tools of empowerment. When they're well maintained, you cut faster, cook smoother, and stay safer. Here's how to sharpen this part of your life. Replace rusty or cheap knives with a high-quality stainless steel set. Use a magnetic strip or wooden block for clean, dry storage. Sharpen your blades regularly or get them professionally done once a year. Keep one go-to chef's knife that feels right in your hand. It'll become your kitchen companion. One woman said it best, "I thought I hated chopping. Turns out I just had the wrong knife." Upgrading your knife isn't just about cutting food. It's about cutting stress, saving time, and loving your kitchen again. When shelf life means risk, not security. We often stock up on canned goods for convenience and comfort, a sense of preparedness. But over time, what once promised nourishment may now be silently dangerous. Bulging lids, rusty rims, expired stamps you never noticed. These are signs of spoilage, and for seniors where digestion and immunity are more sensitive, the risk is even greater. A viewer once wrote, "My dad ate from an old can of soup he thought was still good. He ended up in the ER with food poisoning. Since then, I check dates like a hawk." Expired canned goods can harbor botulism, bacteria, and toxins. That's not just unpleasant, it can be life-threatening. Here's your pantry refresh guide. Do a date sweep every 3 months. If it's expired, toss it. No guilt. Organize by rotation, oldest in front, newest in the back. Use a marker to write clear expiration dates on hard-to-read cans. Keep only what you'll use in the next 6 to 9 months. You don't need a stockpile, just a system. Because in your golden years, your kitchen should be a place of trust, not a gamble. When beauty hides a toxic truth. That plate may remind you of your first home, that mug may feel like your mother's touch, but nostalgia doesn't make dinnerware safe, especially if it's worn, chipped, or painted with outdated glazes. Many vintage plates, especially those made before the 1980s, were coated with lead-based designs, beautiful to look at but dangerous to eat from. One grandmother shared, "I used to serve soup in my mother's old china until I read it could contain lead. I felt sick just thinking about it." Here's the truth. If the design is faded, if the glaze is chipped, or if it's been in the family longer than your grandkids, it's time to retire it with grace. So what should you do instead? Well, you can test vintage dishes for lead with home test kits. They're easy and affordable. It's a good idea to keep heirloom pieces as display or decor, rather than using them for serving food. And you might want to upgrade to lead-free stoneware or tempered glass. These modern options are elegant and honestly made for peace of mind. You deserve a table that nourishes you, not one that risks your health. Let your memories live on, just not in your meals. The unsuspected bacteria haven. You've chopped, diced, and prepped countless meals on that board, but over time, every slice tells a story. And unfortunately, so do the germs hiding in every groove. Deep knife marks in old plastic or wood boards are almost impossible to fully sanitize. Moisture, raw meat juices, and even invisible mold can settle into those tiny crevices, creating a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. The worst part? It happens slowly and silently. You don't need to overhaul your kitchen overnight, but this one change can immediately improve your food safety. Here's how. Replace heavily grooved boards with bamboo or treated wood. They're naturally antimicrobial and easier to maintain. Use separate boards for raw meats and vegetables to avoid cross-contamination. Apply a thin layer of food-safe oil to preserve wood boards and prevent cracking. Oh, and avoid placing boards in the dishwasher. It warps wood and actually shortens the life of even plastic ones. You've nourished others for years. Now's the time to protect yourself with clean, safe surfaces that care for your health, too. What's sticking to your food might surprise you. They've been in your kitchen for decades, your trusted old baking trays. But look closer. Those blackened spots aren't just stains. They're burnt grease, rust, and years of buildup that can flake into your food. Even worse, when exposed to high heat, worn non-stick coatings can release toxins, and rust can leach into what you're eating. For seniors especially, these unseen dangers matter more than ever. Your digestion, immunity, and long-term wellness all begin with clean cooking tools. Here's how to upgrade safely. Retire warped or stained trays. They heat unevenly and degrade food quality. Choose non-toxic, non-stick options like ceramic-coated or heavy-duty stainless steel. Try parchment paper or silicone mats. They reduce direct contact, make cleanup easier, and extend the life of your pans. Label your new trays with a marker, 2025, so you'll know when it's time to reevaluate again. Cooking should be joyful, not a gamble. Start fresh with tools that love you back in every bake, roast, and golden brown finish. When meal prep starts working against you, you press the button, it whirs then sputters. Maybe it leaks a little. Maybe it smells a bit burnt. Sound familiar? Old blenders and processors don't just slow you down. They can spike your stress and safety risks, especially if they leak, overheat, or have blades too dull to handle soft fruit. Let's be honest. How many times have you skipped making that healthy smoothie or veggie soup because your machine just isn't what it used to be? I remember one subscriber writing, "I kept struggling with my old food processor. When I finally replaced it, I couldn't believe how much more often I cooked. It actually brought joy back into the kitchen." Here's the good news. Modern appliances are quieter, easier to clean, and more efficient than ever. Look for models with detachable parts, pulse control, and safety locks, especially useful if hand strength isn't what it used to be. And consider downsizing. A personal blender might be all you really need. Don't let outdated tools make healthy habits feel like hard labor. With the right gear, prepping meals becomes not a chore, but a pleasure again. 15 unused specialty tools, when good intentions become clutter. That fondue pot from 2009? The waffle maker you used once? Maybe. We all have them. Gadgets bought with good intentions. But over time, they become just another thing to work around, not work with. The problem isn't the tool itself. It's that it takes up space, mental and physical, in a kitchen that should feel calm, not cluttered. One viewer wrote to me, "I realized I was constantly moving around tools I never used while struggling to find the one spatula I needed every day." Here's a fresh approach. Keep tools that serve you at least once a week. Favor items that are multi-purpose, like an immersion blender instead of a bulky countertop one, or kitchen scissors that also crack nuts and open jars. Donate rarely used gadgets to someone who will use them, or repurpose them in creative ways. I've seen a spiralizer turned into a chic flower holder. The truth is simple. It's not how many tools you own, it's how often they serve your life. Decluttering these items isn't just about saving space. It's about reclaiming ease and freedom in your kitchen again. Imagine this. You step into your kitchen tomorrow morning and it feels lighter, not just physically, but emotionally. Everything has a place. Everything you touch has a purpose, and more importantly, it all feels safe. Your kitchen isn't just where you cook, it's where you nourish, where you take care of others and yourself. And the truth is, you deserve a space that reflects the way you want to feel, healthy, peaceful, and empowered. By clearing out the outdated, the broken, the just-in-case clutter, you're making room for what really matters. You're not just tossing out an old pan or worn dishcloth, you're choosing energy over exhaustion, clarity over chaos, vitality over worry. So, yeah, taking that very first step can feel a bit overwhelming, but remember, every little bit counts. Start small, trust yourself, and watch how your space and your life begin to open up. And don't worry, you don't have to do it all in a day. Start with just one drawer, one cabinet, one decision that puts you first. So let me ask you, which kitchen item will you declutter today? Drop it in the comments below. Your story could inspire someone else to take that first step. And if this video made you think differently, if it gave you even one helpful idea, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend or family member who could use a fresh start too. And most importantly, hit subscribe. Because around here, we believe that growing older doesn't mean fading out. It means stepping into a new chapter with wisdom, grace, and a whole lot of joy. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care of yourself and your kitchen.